Another day, another game of chess. Welcome back, folks, to day number 5 on the road to 2000 ELO Rapid Series. So far it's been a mixed bag. So far we've gotten a couple of wins, we've gotten a draw, we've gotten a loss, and hopefully, with the wave of momentum we're riding from yesterday's game, I'm able to put together a couple of wins in a row. We'll see if we can get the win streak going. Fingers crossed for that. I'm trying to get this one done early just because today, and if you're watching this and you don't follow my stream on Twitch, I will probably be live on Twitch for the next couple of days. I'm going to be starting a subathon today, so definitely be sure to check that out. You can find the link to my Twitch in the description of this video. And it's also very likely, since it's a subathon, it might last a few days, it's very likely that I film tomorrow and maybe even Saturday, Sunday's videos during my stream. So it might be a little bit of a different dynamic there. But with that being said, let's just hop right into this game and let's see what we got. Okay, 10 minutes, no increment. We're playing as black again. And we're playing against somebody from, is that Ireland? Ooh, cool. I've been to Ireland. I love Ireland. Oh man, what a great country. So we're playing e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, and d4, which is the Scotch. And the Scotch, I know a little bit about. I don't know it too well, to be honest. I know the first 3, 4, 5 moves, maybe. Here, I assume knight takes. There's also the possibility of a gambit. There we go. The Goring gambit. When I don't know these gambit lines, I have a bad habit of just walking right into them because I'm like, hey, I can figure this out. It's a rapid game, right? And so the idea is early development. Now, I think it generally is a good idea when you're giving up the pawn in the center to go d6, and it's probably what I will play. I think maybe I can even go bishop b4 first. The only downside to d6 is it closes in my bishop, but if I go bishop b4 first, which I don't see a problem with here, there's no checks immediately for my opponent. I have the option of just trading the bishop for a knight, which generally speaking is not a great thing. But in this scenario, in this game right now, I'm already winning. I mean, I'm better. I should say I'm not winning at all. I'm better. I'm up a pawn. So let's do that. And now we can go d6. And if ever we're attacked, we just take. Also, he's threatening something like this, but I have this knight h6 move as a resource. So that's fine and dandy. And now I think I can just go knight f6 instead. Okay, this knight's not pinned anymore. Maybe I'll just take and make a pawn island. I think that's what I'll do. And now I was thinking I can go knight f6. And if here, I don't really mind. I don't mind trading the queens off as well. Because I am up a pawn, as long as I can develop my pieces. On the next move, I'm thinking maybe bishop f4. Probably castles, if he lets me castle first. The big threat is something like knight g5, attacking my pawn on f7. So that's something. That's something. My opponent just chatted stockfish. That's funny. I'll tell him I'm recording a YouTube video. Can assure you I'm not stockfish. LOL. Castles was the plan here. So, yeah. Now, my knight is pinned, which is not great, but I'm going to try to play something like h6 on the next move. And then we'll have a decision to make, actually, if he goes back to h4. That is a little bit annoying. I will say that. Maybe I can play here knight e5? Knight e5... Oh, so I kind of like this move, because after takes, it prevents this. But knight e5 takes, the queen trade happens, and then bishop takes, pawn takes, and that's not ideal. Is there something else I can do? Maybe I can try to trade off the bishops first? And prepare this d5 move? I think that's what I will do. Okay, he was just kidding. Okay. Apologies, I get distracted easily. I'm used to being a streamer. Keep that in mind, folks. Okay, let's see. Let's think about this one. Now, my whole point was to play this, but that would allow e5, and I don't want that, obviously. So maybe instead I can go something like bishop g4 and pose the question to my opponent, the same question that I'm being asked as well. So the trade's not happening. I know it's bad to move the same piece twice, but I did want to get the bishop off of c4, and I've accomplished that goal. So let's do this. Let's do this, and now this becomes a logical move. I could even take queen takes knight here. Seems like it makes sense. So bishop takes knight, and then knight e5, which forks the queen and the bishop. So yes, we do lose the bishop pair, or I mean we. Oh wait. Oh my God, I don't have a bishop. I forgot that I traded my knight away for a bishop earlier in the game. Whoopsies. But we're up a pawn still. So that's got to count for something, right? It must. Oh, mouse slip. That is unfortunate, but we take those. It sucks. I'm so sorry. I can't really offer a draw because I'm trying to do an ELO grind series. Otherwise, I would, which is true. I would usually offer a draw. Hope you can understand. So we're gonna just take the queen. My opponent's being really, really nice in chat. I want to give a big shout out to my opponent, Stevie Angel Chess 27. If you're watching this, you're a cool guy. I enjoyed playing against you. Giving you a nice little shout out in my next vid for being a good sport. Shout out to Stevie. Have a great day. We're going to take a look at the opening because it was a very interesting opening. I mean, we're taking the win. It is a win is a win is a win, right? I think that's the expression. I think the expression goes a win is a win is a win is a win is a win. But I decided to cut it short. Let's do the game review. Let's check it out. All right. Well, it is time for the analysis. And although it is really sad and really unfortunate that my opponent mouse slipped, and that's what led to the loss, I can still be a little proud of the fact that after checking the game review, I apparently played with a 97% accuracy, which I did not expect. I apparently played at a very, very high level. So let's see how the moves played out, and I'm curious just why and what the eval was and why my moves were so strong, because I thought they made sense, but I didn't feel like I was playing so accurately. So let's check it out. My opponent started with e4, and I played the typical response that I always play, e5, and then afterwards knight f3, knight c6, and we played a scotch with d4. So here I expected the classic response of knight takes on d4, after which I played bishop c5, and that's about where my knowledge of the normal scotch stops. Here he played c3, which is a move I'm not very familiar with, apparently called the Goring Gambit. And I decided to walk into it, and the knight took back on c3. And this is something that, you know, I'm familiar with as an idea, given that I play the Smith-Morra. It's kind of similar in nature. You're sacrificing a pawn in order to have earlier and faster development, with the sole pawn in the center. So after both knights are out for my opponent, I played bishop b4 with the idea of pitting the knight on c3 to the king, and if ever the opportunity arises, to take the knight and create a pawn island on c3. And that opportunity did arise, but first I decided to play d6, just because it seemed like a logical move to me. So just to note that bishop b4 is it's a book move. It is the second best move in the position. And then d6 is also a book move, but it is also, I believe, tied for first best move in the position. Bishop takes on c3 was also just as good, apparently. The engine is still calculating in more and more depth, but it looks like off first glance d6, bishop takes c3 were the two main moves I considered. and they are both around approximately similar in terms of evaluation, both very strong. So d6 is played, and d6 I know as a common idea because of the fact that I play the Mora, and I know that that's one of the best defenses for black against the Mora. Castles happens, and here I take the knight with the goal of creating that pawn island on c3. Knight f6 is played. So wow, I played very accurately. My opponent said Stockfish. I didn't realize that I was playing literally all the right moves. But anyways, Knight f6 is played. Here, Bishop g5 is played. I castled first, so the engine wants h6. Oh no, the engine says castling is just as good. So I castled. Here, Rook e1 was played, and I decided to go Bishop e6. So I wanted to play h6, and h6 is the best move, tied with Bishop g4. But my idea with Bishop e6 was to just trade off the bishops. If takes back, and then my queen would be freed up because my rook would be defending the knight on f6. And so I could move my queen to a different square and get away from the pin from the bishop on g6. Because I was thinking about playing h6, but then I wasn't sure if my opponent decided to play bishop h4. Should I go g5? Should I not go g5? In a case like this, I think it's not great because there's always the possibility of sacking on g5 with the knight and bishop both staring at it. So, you know, for example, I'll draw some arrows, the bishop goes back, I go here. There's possibilities of stuff like this where it takes, or even better, maybe, even better would be something like, something like h6, bishop h4, g5, maybe even bishop takes first, pawn takes, knight takes, and then the queen sliding in here with mate threats. Obviously with this knight, not on this current square, but just ideas in general, which are always things to be considered when playing chess. So anyways, the bishop slides back, doesn't want the trade, something my opponent didn't like about it. I also probably wouldn't have gone for the trade if I was white. And here I went bishop at g4. Simple idea, pinning the knight to the queen. After h3 happened, I took, because I didn't like the idea of giving progress to my opponent's pawns. If I'd slid back to h6, g4 is the best move. And after bishop g6, my opponent can do quite a bit. The knight is free now. I have no real way of attacking these pawns, given white has the lead on development. And so I decided to just take. The queen took it back. And I played knight e5 here with the idea of forking the queen and the bishop. So it was completely equal. My opponent, with all credit where credit is due, played a very good game of chess. We were about minus 0.4, and that was with me playing 97% accuracy. So that really goes to show the opening. You can be pretty flexible with your moves and your plans. It's really unfortunate the game ended this way. I didn't feel particularly incredible about my position, even though I was up a pawn. So I'm curious to see how it would go if we ever play again. And Stevie, if you're listening to this, definitely feel free to reach out to me, and we can play a game in the future again. But yeah, I mean, a win is a win. At the end of the day, I've lost plenty of games by mouse slip, so you know, it feels good to be on the other side. I typically will offer a draw when it's an obvious mouse slip, but in this series, I kind of want to go as fast as possible to 1700. My goal is to hit 1700 by the end of the month, which is why I decided to just take this win. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. Do you usually, when a mouse slip happens, do you offer a draw? Do you take it as a win and just take it as part of online chess? Because I know that sometimes you lose games by a mouse slip and your opponent doesn't offer you a draw. So should you offer that courtesy back, or should you expect nobody to, you know, forgive you? Not forgive you. Forgive you is not the right word. But should you expect people to just play with any advantage that is provided to them? Let me know what you think. It's a good question, I think. I'm of the opinion, well, not the opinion, I think anybody can do whatever they'd like, as long as they're not cheating. But personally, I'm of the opinion that when somebody mouse slips against me, I like to just offer a draw, because at the end of the day, I think that whatever your true elo is, you will eventually get there. But in today's video, and with these games that I'm playing in this rapid series, I really want to get to a high elo as fast as possible, which is why I didn't take the draw. I didn't offer the draw. But let me know what you think. Also, let me know what you think about this game. 97% accuracy is pretty crazy. I'm going to double check that, but yeah. If you take a look, that's me over there on the right. 97.1% accuracy, which is wild. So I'm proud of myself for playing that opening, an opening I wasn't familiar with very, very well. And hopefully we can get the win streak continuing in tomorrow's video as well, which I will be probably doing live on stream. So definitely, if you haven't yet, come to the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/FarzyPlaysChess, and follow me there as well, so you can catch me live and we can chat and have some engaged fun. But if you're watching these videos and you're enjoying, definitely don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. I appreciate all you guys and girls. Thank you. And I hope you're having fun and you're learning as well from watching these videos, because I know that I'm learning from making them. So, with that being said, take care of yourselves. Have a lovely day. I'll see y'all tomorrow, and hope to see some of you on Twitch for the subathon soon. Okay? Bye-bye now.